had no clue really that I had a real sporting gift. And I found myself in the children's home. And all of a sudden, I was going to have to take care of myself. Send it to the hole. You know where it's going. Go on, get it, get it. Go on. Oh, sorry. Smooth as sandpaper.
Kriss,
Ellie!
thank you so much for joining me. Now, I think I said, let's play golf. I didn't expect that the English summer was going to look like this, but it is what it is.
All seasons, look, you just take it on, see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be brilliant. You bring the sunshine into the life. Check it out.
You're so smooth.
Smooth as sandpaper.
Exactly. No, that was really smooth.
Bless
Definitely
you.
done that before. Well, Kriss, I've deliberated a lot about where to start with this, how to structure it, because when you're speaking to someone like you, someone that's had the experiences, the career, the life that you have, I mean, where do you start? But I think we both know that this conversation is going to be kind of going back and forward quite a lot, because you're someone that really understands that the past, present, future, they are all heavily linked.
Correct.
So let's start on the topic that sort of announced you to the world, athletics.
Yes, okay, fabulous, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, for most people that are as great as you are at a certain sport, anything, they realise that talent from quite a young age and work towards it, you know, their whole life. But for you, that wasn't the case, and you got into that a little bit later on, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, when I was a youngster, I was 10 sheets to the wind. You know, the fact about sports is that what you generally find is you get these youngsters who, right at the very beginning, show a talent. And they're identified very, very early, and they're better than all the kids in their school and the county. Boom, before they know it, they're getting national honours when they're 14, 16, 18. But for me, as a kid, 10 sheets to the wind, not committed, not dedicated, had no clue really that I had a real sporting gift. And I came to life when I joined the army, and I met my mentor, a guy called Sergeant E. Mackenzie. An athletics officer, a drill sergeant, a troop sergeant, and he was the one who identified this latent ability. And I like to think that often in life we need somebody outside of our original family, you know, because mum and dad are always very nice. Oh yeah, you're great. Yeah. Check you out, Ellie. You can do this. You can do that.
Yeah, it's like when you see people on X Factor and they're like, "Well, mum said I was great at singing," and they're tone deaf.
That's a great example. Yeah. Really? Yeah, exactly. All their life, someone at home has told them they're good, and then the real world goes, wrong answer. So we do need somebody outside of our family of origin to identify our latent ability. And he said these magical words: "You've got a gift, and I believe in you." All of a sudden, you get this growth inside of you as your inner person begins to grow and develop.
It sort of hones in that saying that actions speak louder than words, and he's not only told you that he believes in you, which for a young boy, 16 and a half years old in the army, and we'll get onto sort of how you got into that, but hearing those words from an external person and then actually having them pushing you from behind must have been absolutely
100%.
incredible.
A lot of things have got to come together, because everything you just said there is correct, but then he works alongside you, and when you get into races, you see the fruits of your collaboration. And so all of a sudden, I'm going from just being Jack to all of a sudden, you're winning races.
We kind of got into the fact that you were in the army, but we've sort of glossed over it. What were you doing in the army at 16 and a half years old? How did you get there?
So my name Akabusi is a Nigerian name, it's an Igbo name, and my mother and father were Nigerians who came across here in the mid-50s to study. Nigeria gets independence from the United Kingdom in 1961, and my mother and father were part of a group of Nigerians, the young, bright intelligentsia in the diaspora, who go back to their country to be part and parcel of the nation-building programme. Nigeria is going to be the gateway to Africa, part of the G34. And my mum and dad, again, they were in their 20s, but it was exciting times. They're going to build a nation. 5 years later, 1967, there's something called the Biafran War, and this is where the new fledgling state of Nigeria, the Nigerian state, and a small enclave, the Igbos, began to be at loggerheads, and there was a civil war, and my mum and dad were caught up in the war, 67 to 1970, and the money to take care of me dried up, and I found myself in a children's home. And so I was in the children's home from 1967 to 1975. And to be true, Ellie, I cried every day for my mum. And then all of a sudden, when I was 12, I realised she wasn't coming. I went on a real down and a real truculent teenager, got myself into a lot of trouble, got myself the cane, etc. And I left school with no qualifications. And so that was a start. And when I left school, I was absolutely petrified because I haven't, young lads, all at bravado, walk with a limp, pretending I'm be the man. And all of a sudden, I was going to have to take care of myself. No qualifications.
You say that, like, take care of yourself, but you've just addressed the fact that at 4 years old, your parents left and went back to Nigeria, left you in this children's home.
Yeah.
Effectively, did you feel like you were on your own then as well?
So there's something called pre-verbal communication, and pre-verbal is you're not quite develop the language to articulate what's going on in your life. So all I remember is a lot of bedwetting, a lot of crying, a lot of creating imaginary scenarios, sort of like wishful thinking. I knew that I was abandoned, but I hadn't quite taken on board intellectually until I got to 12. And then one night, I'd cried myself to sleep, and I'd get out of bed and I'd go across the dormitory and I'd go across the corridor, down the stairs, out into the garden, and I'd cry in front of this tree, and this sort of primordial cry, I want my mummy, I want my mummy, I want my mummy. And this is very much like woo-woo, but the tree speaks to me, mummy isn't coming. You've got to be enough. And at that moment, the scales fell from my eyes and I understood I was alone. I had been abandoned and I've got to crack on with it. And then came that period of 4 or 5 years where I was a real pain in the backside, messing around at school, getting the cane, not focusing on anything, in different sports teams, but never ever turned up for training. So I didn't know who I was. And in fact, what I did know is that I wanted to ingratiate myself and be a cool kid. And so the reason I messed about was just to, I want Ellie to go, oh, look at Keezy. My name was Keezy. So although I'm known as Kriss, my name at school was Keezy. So look at Keezy, he's done it again, he's got the cane. Did you see what he did to Mr. Moses? He flicked some pellets. And I felt really, really good being identified as this kid who was a daredevil. I was living in North London at the time, and I was a black kid in a white person's world, and it's so easy to be ostracised. And, I don't want to play the race cards, not that. It's just the world we lived in. We were a lot more ignorant in the 60s and 70s than we are today. And one way of being in there, I found, was to be a clown, to laugh and joke, to get people. So I'm non-threatening. First of all, when someone's laughing and joking, and they're taking the flak, they're non-threatening. Oh, he's okay, he's one of us, it's only Keezy, look, don't worry about him. Often today, people go, oh, Akabusi, oh yeah, he's a clown, because I've got this big, old, gregarious laugh, which was honed. So the laugh is inside me, but I honed that as a little boy. I laugh when I'm sad, when I'm glad, when I'm bad, when I'm happy, when I'm not quite sure, when I'm insecure. I learnt to laugh, because what I found was that you were embraced when you laugh. People laugh with you. People feel okay. You're not going to hurt them. You're not going to be this fiend. He's okay. And so I do it even now. I'm 65 and I still laugh at inane moments. People go, what are you laughing at? I don't know, I just find it funny. I'm just laughing, I'm laughing. And actually, the reverse works. If people see me and I'm not laughing, they go, what's up with you? What do you mean, what's up with you? Well, you're not laughing. No, come talk to Ellie.
Which means you should always be laughing.
Yeah, of course. This is a serious interview.
You're so well known in terms of, out there, Kriss Akabusi, this laugh is larger than life. But actually, what might seem like almost an attention sort of laugh is actually your way of fitting in and being accepted by everyone around you.
Twofold. Absolutely my way of fitting in, but it's also my way of deflecting and not being seen and not being heard.
In terms of, you sort of being alone since you were 4, you said at 12 something clicked, you changed.
Yeah.
After that age, did you want your mum anymore?
When my mum came back into my life at 15, I was playing football in the garden with all the other boys, and the uncles, said, oh, your mum's coming this afternoon. Yeah, mate, no worries. I'm playing football, and I see, walking along village roads where I lived, this great big orange and yellow and green, big flamboyant African wear, bouncing along over the hedge. I'm playing football. She goes in, sits down in the office, discusses, goes, okay, go and get Keezy. Yeah, I'll be in a minute. 20 minutes later, Keezy, your mum's here. All right. I walk into the office and I didn't know how to address her. The word mum couldn't come out of my mouth. Mummy, mum. And I remember staring, and it might only have been for 4 or 5 seconds, but it seemed like an eon. I mean, the only thing I could say was, have you got any sweets? Because I remembered a lot of the other children in the home, their mums and dads used to bring them sweets at the weekend. So that was all, and then she started talking to me in a very thick accent, and I think she thought she was going to meet an African boy. I'm a London boy.
You're a London boy.
I'm a London boy.
Yeah.
And I had no sense of connection, of interaction, of belonging. That relationship was lost right there, right then. In a 22-year-old woman wanting to do what's best for that lad, which is get a British education, and in 20 years' time, you're going to come and build on what we have built, the foundation that we lay. Your generation are going to take it to the next level. So that was her thinking. Didn't work out like that.
So she wanted to take you back at that moment?
Oh, 100%. She wanted to take me back at that moment, but the Borough County Council forbid that, obviously, because they didn't know what it was going to go to. They had to go and check out, what's the conditions over there. And as I said, I was an English boy then.
There's so many different paths that you could have taken, and you said, you were the class clown, you wanted to fit in with everyone. I'm sure in the children's home, people were making wrong decisions.
Yeah.
But for someone that was a little bit, all over the place in terms of just wanting to be the fun guy, all of this, you then made a massive decision, and quite a structured one, to join the army. What was it that led you down that path?
The realisation came upon me, I was not mature enough to take care of myself. And I had no real sense of what I wanted to do. But one of the uncles in the children's home, Uncle Brian his name was, he had been a soldier in the Royal Signals, and he said, Keezy, you can do a lot worse than join the army. And the ring of truth, that ding, just fell in my shell like cavity. Ding! Play sports, meet new people, travel, what is there not to like? The army's not for everybody, but it was tailor-made for me.
Safety, security, and a place to belong. I think those are just 3 key things obviously you were looking for back then, and you were someone, as you've just said, used your laugh, used your character as a way of just fitting in and hiding in the shadows, and then you've moved on to become a legendary British athlete, an Olympic medalist, and this figure that is absolutely beloved by the country.
Thank you.
And you've done that obviously off your own back, starting with a difficult childhood that not many people would be able to understand. And I think that's pretty impressive, and that's exactly what I want to talk about, obviously, your incredible career. But I think it stopped raining.
Yes!
And we are my arms, if I play badly, it's because my arms are tired. But I think we'll talk about your sporting career, all your accolades, whilst we're having a bit of a putt. Yeah,
sounds great. Sounds great. Oh, that's the best part of my game, the putting.
Same. When you said let's chip, I was like, oh, I can drive and putt, and that's it. Basically, we'll play each hole as it is. We'll start from the same place.
Okay.
See who can get it in.
Okay, in
at least as many putts.
Okay,
yeah?
fabulous.
Ooh.
Get it! Get it!
Oh,
Hey, let me just tap it in, Ellie, because.
Okay. He's done it in 2.
Ellie!
Oh, cool! I think it went exactly where I
You're
pointed
giving
it.
yourself a monster. Get in the hole.
He's 1 up on the first. I mean, you're going to give me that, yeah?
I guess a gimme. That's a gimme all day long.
Imagine.
Here you go. Keep
Whoa.
going. Keep going.
No.
Get in! Akabusi! Get in! And you see, it's like that. And he goes around like that. And
How nice.
Ellie!
It's in for 2 again.
Get in, son. No, you didn't hit it hard enough.
What?
Didn't hit it hard enough.
Okay,
Didn't hit
but
it.
have I set myself up for 2? Have I set myself up for 2? Is it too far away?
Yeah, you didn't hit it. You're going to hit it to the hole. Yeah, be brave, be brave. Send it to the hole. Send it to the hole. You know where it's going. Go on, get it, get it.
Go on.
Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Boom. Oh, check you out.
Oh my God, it's buzzing. Did you see the little curl on it? I thought that wasn't going in for a second.
That was fabulous. That was fabulous. Oh,
Look at that in
look
there.
at that.
There's so many achievements that you've had that we could talk about. Not that. You can have that one. There's so many, but there's 2 specific that I want to talk about.
Okay.
First of all, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
4x400 meters.
Yeah.
Now you competed in 2 events there, the
Yes.
flat 400 meters
Yeah.
and then the 4x400 meter relay. And you came second, getting yourself a silver medal at your first major championships. And rumour has it you carry that medal with you everywhere you go.
He's looking.
Is that true?
Oh, everywhere I
It's
go.
going to be so awkward if you don't have it with you now.
Everywhere I go, look at this. I've had,
Whoa,
oops, Daisy.
what's that?
I've had this for 40 years. And
I've never seen it in a
have you not? Have you not? Are you going to get one of your own, Ellie? I'm sure.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Do what?
there you go. Well, golf.
I don't think I can talk my way through life.
But yeah, that's 1984,
Unbelievable.
Olympic silver.
1984.
There's the Victor Ladorm at the side. This is where the screw goes in there. And it's just one of those things that I've carried around with me everywhere I go. I used to have my name on side, but it's been in my pockets often.
That's amazing.
It just, again, it's just another one of those reminders that, you know, with the right people on your side, you can do great things. You can do it, you can do it, you can do great things. So yeah, it's just one of those things it's been with me for such a long time now.
For you though, I mean, it's obviously a silver medal, but
For me it's a gold.
You've I was to say, you've won, you know, gold medals, and that's the one you keep in your pocket. But it was the first medal that you got at a major championship. What does that really signify to you? Why do you carry it around with you every single day?
We spoke about Scott McKenzie, and what I recognise is that you can do great things in life with the right people on your side, with a sense of purpose and direction, commitment, dedication, and a sense that that you belong in a team, that you belong in this event, that you belong in this body. Believe in your gifts, talent, skills, and ability. Then cross that line and do it.
Talking about leaving a legacy, talking about leaving a memory that you're really proud of, leads me on to another accomplishment that you did. 1991, and I think you know where I'm going with this. 4x400 meters, neck and neck with the USA.
Yeah.
You went into that home straight, neck and neck, well, 3 meters actually behind Antonio Pettigrew, who at the time was the fastest 400 meter sprinter in the world. You start 3 meters behind him, and you go on and win the race.
Yeah.
How do you remember that monumentous occasion, and what was going through your head when you were passed the baton?
So the first thing first is that I was with 3 other phenomenal athletes. We were all committed to the goal, dedicated. It sounds crass, but also super talented. 3 European champions that were in there. And we'd set up the race for me to be on that guy's jockstrap. Now, it sounds ridiculous that somebody who's a second quicker than you, you're going to give him a little bit of a gap. I can tell you this, if I had been this far away from him leading, he'd choose me up for breakfast because he's quicker than me. But because I was on his jockstrap, there's something called the lee side effect. And basically, if you imagine that you're running that way, you cut the wind, yeah? So I slip into your slipstream, you're using all your energy for the friction to cut through, and I'm behind there, and I'm actually getting a coefficient drag factor behind you. So I'm doing a lot less work to run the same speed as you. So actually it was my advantage to be on your drop strap, and run behind your slipstream. And then also, bear in mind, I know I've got a mountain to climb. You're quicker than me. I know I've got to be at the nth degree and I've got to strike when it's right. You're the world champion. Who's this bojo on my jock strap? And you're just waiting to do your bit. And I think that the element of surprise, the fact is that I didn't fall away from him, And then that last 110, I go flying past around that bend and into the home straight. And right up until that moment, I was so confident because of what we had done that we were going to win. The only thing, Ellie, was the last 20 metres. All of a sudden, the magnitude of what we were about to do fell on my shoulders.
I've got goosebumps. And it's not just because it's cold, but oh my God.
And then all of a sudden, I got scared because I realised that all I could do now was foul. We were in the position that we'd dreamt of, that we put ourselves in for over nearly a mile, and here I am now in the last 50, 20, 30 metres, and I was really petrified, and the line came before he did. But it was a real team effort, and this sense of wearing it together, it's called the synergistic effect. The synergy between us. You know, I do very much believe in energy and vibes. And if the energy is pure and the vibes are connected, we can do great things over and above any one of us as individuals can dream or imagine. And so that was the case. We did that. I was the one that was sick on the last leg, but we did that in our co-efficiency factor. When we came back from that Tokyo 1991, I didn't buy a drink or a meal for so long. Everywhere I went, in a restaurant with my family, champagne would come up, table 41. Just want to say, I'll take my kids to school. They were little girls. Ashanti was 7 and Shakira was 4. It would take ages to get to school. Because, Kriss, let me tell you, it's Sunday morning, I was watching you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Papa, got to go to school. Papa, got to go to school. You know what I mean? And so that, so for example, when we landed at Tokyo, Virgin, 3,000 people to see us come off the plane. It was just extraordinary.
Obviously, you've run in individual races, and I know you might say, you were in Team GB, it was always part of a team, but ultimately 400 metre hurdles, 400 metre flat out, they are individual races. And then you've also competed in the relays, which is way more of a team effort. Which do you prefer?
So,
surely someone's asked you that before.
No, not like that, no. Elliot,
I feel like I've stumped you on the question.
No. Ellie, athletics ultimately is a selfish sport. And we're selfish people. And the world conspires to help elevate us in pedestals. So I'm going to say I prefer the individual. Because you are at the apex of a whole group of people, physio, manager, coach, agent, team, training colleagues, but then you cross that line and there's nothing they can do. It's up to you. It's do or die, there is no try. And it's a horrible place to be in. It's like a little void and you're scared and you don't know why you're doing it, and you've got the ferrous taste of metal in your mouth, you've got butterflies in your stomach, and it's a lonely, lonely place. But then I used to have a word called Geronimo, which was my trigger. And Geronimo meant just lay down your life. Just lay down your life. And it just took me to a magical space and a magical place. And before I knew it, tracksuit's off, bam, I'm exploding. I'm telling you what, that experience to be flowing, to be running in flow, to be on top of your game, to be out of your body, to be connected to the ambience, to the environment, to be on this wavelength, it's just extraordinary. And before you know it, you're tumbling across the line, and the elation, if you cross the line first or you do a PB, the elation to have finally put yourself in line and delivered is extraordinary. You don't get it in normal life. It's extraordinary.
Let's do the last hole.
Right, okay. Now, you definitely can see that hill there. To the right side.
Yeah.
Massive hill. And this is really going to depend upon your pace. Okay, here we go. Let it get.
Okay.
Just let it fly. Oh, that's too quick. That's too quick.
No way, it's going to hit Rob.
Oh, did you see it? Hey, did you see it go up there at the end? So round here, it just went like that.
This for 2, Kriss.
This for 2. This for 2. 2 out of 2. Okay, so he looks at the hole and he pops it in. Okay.
Incredible scenes.
Come on then, Ellie. Come on, Ellie. Come on then. Not enough. Oh, yes, go, get in. Oh! I tell you what, no, not bad. That's great though. That's great. That's a great part. Boom! Check it out.
Yes. So basically, let's just call this basically double or nothing. So
Okay,
this is our
double quiz.
only hole that counts.
Okay, this is the only one. Okay,
Yeah,
sounds great. It sounds good.
Might
I'm
just
loving
edit
your
everything.
mentality. I'm loving your mentality.
I'll make it work for me.
Oh yes, I'm loving your mentality.
Something that's now very prevalent in society that wasn't so much back then is social media.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What negative impacts do you think that has on the mentality of not only Olympians but just, well, people and sportsmen as a whole?
Yeah, that's a real good question. When social media first came on the scene, this is about 2007, 2009, it was a great thing. It was a lovely village, everyone's a friend, having a drink around the pub, and you got to meet people. But now it's pernicious, it's vicious. Everyone thinks they've got an opinion, and their opinion is valid, and they say what they want, when they want, how they want, don't care how it lands with you, the individual who's the object of the division. There's this sense as well that I've got to curate a perfect self, when in fact we are far from perfect. So
Speak for yourself.
God finish with hers, you know.
Do you know what? I just love hanging out with you because you make me feel way funnier than I am.
No, good, speak for yourself. That's a great lyric. Keep that one in.
Okay.
That's a good value. That's good value.
Sorry, I interrupted that.
No, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. But you know, but we can't live up to the perfect selves that we curate. And one of the challenges is you create this perfect self, but the stopwatch doesn't lie. So a young kid who is an actual performer creates this ideal vision of themselves, and then they've got to cross that line. Competitors on your marks, and they stumble and fall. And whereas in my day I could stumble and fall, dust myself down, and get back up the next day because it didn't really matter. It's just a learning curve, a stepping block. The kid's devastated because it looks nothing like the brand image he or she has put out there to the public. No, I don't like social media for what it's made us do, the sort of narcissism and the fear not to be human, not to get it wrong. Yeah. So I'm looking at this whole
Let's do it.
But can you see? So now I'm really glad we did come down here because this is all downhill down here, correct?
Okay.
It's all downhill. It's all downhill down here. It's downhill down here. Yeah, you can seize it. Seize it. It should roll in. It should roll in.
No.
It should roll in. It should roll in. It should roll in.
That was a great effort. That was class.
See the shot.
Wow, I
and
thought
the
that was going way
comes.
more left than it did.
Yeah, no, because once
Left
it
to
gets
right.
past there, it falls in. So look, do you want me to miss this or get it?
Well, do you know what? You got to get it in. That was so good.
Okay. He looks at the hole. I missed it. Oh my gosh, 3 putts. You got 3 putts for it. Come now, would I do a thing like that on purpose? You got 3 putts for it.
You can't hand it to me.
No, I wouldn't. Would I do a thing like that?
Oh, well, I feel like I've really
Come on,
achieved
you've
now.
got to get
Unless
it in
I get
two.
a hole in one here.
No, 2 will do.
Yeah, 2 will do. Okay, so we're going left to right.
Yeah. Yes.
I put too much on it.
No,
Have I put too much on
that's
it?
great. That is superb. That is superb. That is superb. That is superb. That is fabulous. Check it out. Check it out, Ellie. Check it. Championi. Championi.
She's really gonna want it.
Championi.
I'm going to pretend you didn't give that to me because I'm actually well impressed with that putt myself.
Fabulous putt. There you go.
All right, let's head back over to your bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Retire from this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
And
exactly.
actually, I don't know how I've coincidentally done that, but do you want to talk about retirement now?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about retirement.
Oh, yeah. This is the time.
I love that you have enthusiasm, like knowing what we're about to talk about. And I love that because it's not a negative topic at all.
Definitely not.
But it is something that's a massive decision. And for you, your last international race was 1993 Edinburgh, if I'm correct. And you were still so good. You ran away with it. No pun intended. But you were great. How did you decide at that point that's when you wanted to retire?
The beginning of my retirement began 1991 when I had all of this success, and I was a Christian at the time. My pastor said to me, Akabusi, when you have a mountaintop experience, you need to know when you're going to come down. And one of my favourite authors, Friedrich Nietzsche, says, die at the right time. Die at the right time. Many people go on just that little bit too long. People so much better than me have gone on, and then they end up with the sport or their body retiring them. The world is full of opportunities, but people are just too scared to let go of what they got. So no, it was easy for me, but I do know for many sportsmen and women, their whole identity is wrapped up in that sports person.
Yeah.
Everything about them, when they were kids, they were brilliant, and when they become men and women, they're great. And now they've reached the heights, and the press tells them they're good, their wife tells them they're good, their husband tells them they're good, their children tells them they're good, their neighbours tell them they're good, and they don't want to be no longer good at something. But when you make that transition, you start again.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And the word retire can have so many negative connotations around it, but really what it is it's you're retiring from a certain aspect of your life.
Correct.
But actually reconstructing the who am I narrative.
Absolutely.
And your who am I was Kriss Akabusi, the Olympian, and you then redefined yourself. But did you know exactly what it was that you wanted to do after the Olympics, after athletics, or?
No. What I knew is this. Again, very fortunate at the time that I retired. Athletics was a big sport, and the public knew athletes. I had this brand. Okay, if I wasn't running, what else would work for me? I've got a speech impediment. I speak really, really quickly. I've got this great big laugh. I'm a bubbly personality on the outside. I'm a bubbly personality. It sounds awful, but I've got a quick-witted mind. I can connect things. Well, okay, so these are a whole raft of skills that you put together that can be utilised for your next part of your life.
Yeah.
And so I think that was it, is that I was able to realise, okay, even if you can't run fast, what else can you do? You are a natural communicator. Get yourself, and youngsters, children, make them laugh, which I did as a kid at school. Make them laugh, engage with the community. And before you know it, come here, open this fete, go to this school, you do these awards. Boom! There's a whole world waiting for you. I started professional speaking, and at the time, not many athletes got paid from corporations to speak professionally. I got paid a wedge. I earned much more money post-athletics than I ever did as an athlete.
Kriss, looking back, you've obviously said that there's nothing that really, you're happy with how things turned out, you like who you've become. But looking back to the age of 4 years old, if you could communicate with your parents now, knowing what you know, having experienced the life that you've experienced, would you beg them to take you back to Nigeria with them? Would you ask them to stay? Or would you keep things exactly as they were and almost thank them for giving you the life that they thought was right for you, knowing that actually you're happy with how it's turned out?
I'm gonna add something else onto that. So
Fourth option,
yeah. That they leave me here, they go over there, but they stay in contact. They stay in contact. They send little reminders. Keezy, we love you. Keezy, we're thinking about you. Keezy, this is who we are. This is what because it was the total abandonment. The sense that you are, we're all thrown into this world. All of us. None of us asked to be here. One day, mum, boom, ding, you're here. We're thrown into this world. But what happens to the normal person as you're thrown into this world? You find that you are thrown in alone, but surrounded by others. And those others help you develop your story. This is how we do things around here. This is how you're loved around here. And you create this commonwealth of ideas that allows you to go further in the world, the surroundings, and test yourself out. Mum was lacking. And so, mum and dad, you leave me here and you go and do what you got to do. No brainer. I've got a great opportunity here. I'm sure I would have been successful if I stayed in Nigeria, but I haven't. I'm likely to become. But keep in touch.
Yeah.
Don't abandon me so that I am a lost London boy trying to be a clown in order to belong.
Yeah. had you gone back to Nigeria with them, I mean, I'm someone that thinks everything happens for a reason. Okay. So, you know, I'd like to think that you would have, but do you think that you would have become the Olympian?
Oh, definitely wouldn't have, no, definitely wouldn't have become an Olympian, because that's like playing games. Why do you be playing games when you're supposed to be serious? No, I wouldn't have become an Olympian. I probably wouldn't have done much sport. I think that, it's just, again, it sounds awful like you're bragging, but I think that I would have become a leading barrister, a leading consultant, you know, in the medical industry, not because I'm better than anybody else, but because I'd have had more opportunities than everybody else. And I was brought up in a family, you know, what you're saying now, an upper middle class family, who were that cohort of people designed to build a nation. And the baton had been passed to me, and I know I'd have applied myself. So all of the things I learned in my sport, dedication, commitment, application, determination, you know, endurance, reading long nights, would have come through in another profession. Yeah, I'd have been a leading barrister, I'd have been a leading consultant of something.
I love that you back yourself. You know you would have been something great.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
You honestly have been one of, if not the most interesting people that I have ever spoken to, a complete inspiration. I just want to leave you with one last question, being that if you could give one piece of advice, one word of wisdom to the world, what would it be?
Learn these things. Learn to let go. Learn to hold on. Learn to take on. Learn to move on. And your success will depend on knowing when to do what, when, where, and how. Sometimes you've got to let go of stuff. It's come to an end. A relationship, work, a storyline. You've got to let go. Many people fail because they're so busy holding on. They can't see all the opportunities there. Learn to let go. Learn to hold on. Inside of you, there's a whole raft of skills, of talents, of opportunities, waiting for you to draw them out. The word education is not about putting in, it's about taking out, finding what's inside of yourself. And there are myriads of stuff inside of yourself. So you have to learn to hold on to the key essentials that are you in there, and then. When I moved on to athletics, my laugh, my gaiety, hold on to those things. Take on. The more you know you don't know. If you're going to go to a new environment, you're going to have to start from the beginning, you're going to have to start again, you're going to have to learn, you're going to have to sit under a guru, you're going to have to dare to be a beginner again. A lot of people never get anywhere because they're so scared of asking the question. Asking for help is a strength and not a weakness. If you're going to a new arena, you've got to have new friends, you've got to have new learning, you've got to have new reading, you've got to have new expertise, and you're going to fail. You've got to fail. So take on new information, be prepared to fail. And then another side is when it comes to moving on, a lot of people get stuck in the training phase. Oh, I can do bunker shots here all day long, and this is fantastic, but they don't want to go out there and play the game. You've got to move on. Get in the arena, step up, develop your plan, deliver in the arena, because that's the feedback you need. I said a lot. That's more than a little previous saying, but there you go.
So just to recap, so I know this, because I was definitely asking for myself, learn to let go, learn to hold on, learn to take on, and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
I remember that quite well.
Right, check you out.
Oh my God.
Not just a pretty face.
Taken.
Not just a pretty face, baby.
A pretty face covered in sand, but right, we've got one more shot each.
Oh, I've done it again.
Yes, these are my new shoes.
So.
You can hit the face with sand, but not the campus. Okay, one more shot each. You go first. Show us how it's done.
Okay, so remember, slightly open the face. We're going to come across there like that. We're going to slap the sand and cut across it, yeah?
Okay.
So.
I'm going to imitate you as you do it.
Okay, here we go. He leans forward. He's looking at the pin there. He looks at the pin there. And here he goes. Boom, it's out. Spin.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, it did spin. You did it purposely. really put that spin on it.
Exactly, can't cross it. There
Oh,
you go.
that's not. I need to come down a bit earlier, don't I?
Yeah. And it's a little, yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, but see, you're playing inside that. No, you actually. Oh, sorry. Oh, look, I'm absolute nightmare. I am so.
Someone actually didn't get me that time.
Okay, lovely. Okay.
But I did think that was going to be the worst of them yet.
Oh, but you're coming like that. You're coming like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're coming like that.
Nearly a fourth time.
I'm absolutely.
He just wants me to leave. You're so done with the interview. Okay, I'm going to do it. I just need to draw my line.
Yeah, cut across it.
Okay.
Slap. Yeah! Yeah! What a great pupil she is.
Wait, so I got an interview and a lesson out of this. Kriss, thank you so
Bless you,
much.
baby. Bless you, fabulous.
That
I've
was
loved every minute
so
of it.
much fun.
I've
So
loved
thank
every
you.
minute. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll
very
let you
much.
get on now.
Thank you.